It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by Adventure Cave Tours. Live a day in the life of a real adventurer with Adventure Cave Tours. Springfield Green County Park Board, reminding you to go play. Blue Current, moving you forward since 1929. Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service. Call Southwest Missouri's best plumber today for a free estimate. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good morning to you. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. We are back in town, ready to go, and we'll tell you about our weekend. It was a full weekend for us. We'll tell you about that in a little bit. Well, first, we want to say thank you and welcome to Blue Current Credit Union.
Yes. Yeah. Isn't that fun to hear them listed on the sponsors now? So thank you to Blue Current.
Absolutely.
And we hope that you will check them out. Credit Union in Springfield.
Yep. Very good. Let's start with some news.
All right. The Rolla community is mourning the loss of 3 people who were killed in a house fire late Saturday night. An off-duty deputy who lives near the house responded after seeing fire, but it was too late. The deputy saw a young boy outside who was okay, but apparently 3 people were still trapped inside, and the fire and smoke were too thick for crews to be able to go in. No word yet on the cause of that fire. It is under investigation. Speaking of fires, you know that we've had a lot of them in the Ozarks recently because all of the wind and dry temperatures. Yeah. And now some rural fire departments are saying, stop doing burns because we've had a burn ban or a red flag advisory in effect. They are going to start issuing tickets. The Doolittle Fire Department says no more leniency. The fire department there says if crews respond to any outside fire caused by, quote, somebody negligently burning during the burn ban, they will contact the sheriff's office.
Well, yeah, it starts to get pretty serious. It's been very dry and very windy and warm. So those are all you need for fires. And man, that can do a lot of damage in a hurry, as we've seen in Texas. You've seen how quickly that fire's been moving. Okay. It seems like the Republican caucus was over before it started in the state of Missouri. Former President Trump ran away with the political race in our state. In fact, the Associated Press was able to call the statewide race just 2 hours after the caucuses started. So it did not take much time. The writing was on the wall, as it were. Other candidates included Nikki Haley, but she didn't garner, in Greene County at least, she did not garner the minimum number of people at the caucus to make her even eligible to receive delegates. So the contest was over very, very quickly. This is the first time that Missouri's Republican Party has named its presidential candidate through the caucus format. And I'd like to hear from some caucus goers. I mean, it was a little bit uneventful because it was such a runaway, but I bet it was a neat experience, nevertheless.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I had a friend who went. I haven't talked to her in depth about it, but yeah, she did say it was a neat experience indeed.
Yeah. We talked about wanting to be a fly on the wall. We were out of town, so we missed it. Mercy Hospital in Springfield is being sued by the family of a patient who died in the ER waiting room. That lawsuit claims he was left in the waiting room for almost 12 hours, despite having symptoms of chest pain and numbness in his left arm and a history of heart attacks and coronary artery disease. The family of 56-year-old Anthony McGowan is suing now for damages, claiming Mercy was negligent.
There is a new emphasis on cold cases right now inside the Springfield Police Department. They have received some money to cover expenses that would allow detectives to take a fresh look at some cases that have been unsolved for many years. The department is hiring retired detectives to work on some of those cases, hoping that advances in technology and DNA and genealogy can help solve some of the city's 10 cold case homicides. Very interesting. Especially when you consider Kellyanne Workman, the one down in Douglas County, recently solved after 35 years. And that was, a fresh set of eyes in a former, I think, FBI investigator, and then a lady who I guess worked for like DHSS. And it was just truly incredible that they were able to do that after so long,
Well, the technology has really come a long way. Certainly, I mean, it seems like it's growing exponentially, it's faster and faster. It's so much better and better. and of course, Springfield has the very high profile 3 missing women case, which I'm sure that would be one of the 10, I'm sure, or maybe 3 of the 10. I'm not sure how they count that.
Yeah, no doubt. Very interesting. So yeah, we'll keep you posted on SPD and their progress. If you loved February, like we both did, because we like hot weather, then you must be a warmer weather lover as well, because February was the second warmest on record in Springfield. The first on record was February of 2017.
I don't remember that one. I should, the warmest ever. I think I should remember that, but this goes down for me as the best February ever.
Yes.
In my book.
I mean, how quickly you forget, because 2017 must have been a good year.
Right.
This February, Springfield only had 6 days that were below average temperature.
6
which
days
indeed
below
is
average.
our kind of February.
Yeah, man, that's a good February, because usually Sarah doesn't like me to bring it down, but I usually dislike February the most out of any month.
Well, I just don't appreciate someone who has a glass that's half empty. You know what I mean? And sometimes in February, his is. That's all I'm saying. That's all.
But you're not seeing that I'm thrilled about it. I'm happy. I'm just telling you that
I am seeing it. I said last week that I feel like you've turned over a new leaf. You're a brand new man. All of those things are true.
I am. Okay. It is. It is all true. Hey, if you were sorry to see Hot Cluckers disappear from Springfield, which it did in a flash, you'll recall, because of some trouble, you'll be happy to hear Dave's Hot Chicken is coming to town at some point. That's the tough part, is that it's at some point. Serves up Nashville hot chicken, has 140 locations across the United States and Canada. I've never been to one. I don't even know that I've seen one.
Yeah,
But
same.
I'm going to be going as soon as it opens here. The owners of Dave's Hot Chicken are planning 7 more locations, and Springfield will be one of them. But at this point, there is no timeline for that. There's also no location. So first things first, you got to do location, and then build your chicken place.
All right. It's a moment that many people have been waiting for. Silver Dollar City is getting ready to reopen the beloved Fire in the Hole roller coaster.
Yeah.
It opens on Saturday, March 30th. Today's the 4th. So
days away.
Not too much longer. Yeah. It's a $30 million coaster. This is Silver Dollar City's biggest investment ever for a single attraction.
You know, maybe it's inflation, but I'm a little surprised by that because they put up some really impressive involved roller time traveler. I mean, that thing's involved.
I mean, that one seems actually simpler, if you will, than the Mystic Falls.
Yeah.
The water one.
I
mean, think about all of the moving parts in that thing, and then the water, and then the lift, and then So,
well, I'm anxious to see what the new Fire in the Hole is going to be, because.
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Please.
Stay tuned. So the new coaster is still housed in a 5-story building. It has immersive scenes and a very fancy, apparently, digital displays throughout. There you go.
Okay. Well,
so that's what, I mean, yeah.
Still,
season
that doesn't
opens,
seem.
by the way, March 9th, which, again, March 9th, season opens. March 30th, Fire in the Hole opens.
Yeah. I mean, okay. It doesn't sound like it would be that expensive, but hey, I'm going to go see it and see why it's as expensive as it is.
Me too. You know, we got a media invite to go, but I can't go because I have these children that I need to homeschool. Unless Silver Dollar City sees this, if Silver Dollar City sees this and Dalton calls me and tells me to bring the kids, then I'm in.
Then you'll go without me. That's fantastic.
He's their PR guy, by the way. So if anybody knows Dalton, tag him in this, and maybe he'll call and say, you know what, just bring your kids and we'll think of a homeschool lesson on like gravity and aerodynamics. And there's actually, you know what? There's a lot you could learn from a roller coaster.
Yeah. Don't worry about me. I'll just be fine on my own. Don't worry. You could
go.
Me. You and the kids.
You got an invite too, as long as you can get off from your day job.
Well, that's the thing. Okay. It wasn't very polar, but it was in fact a plunge. We know that much. The annual polar plunge in Springfield took place over the weekend. Didn't have its normal bite, which was probably welcomed by some of the participants. Sure, the lake temp was only 44 degrees, but could have been so much worse, and usually is. Honestly, it's early March. It's all for a good cause, regardless of its polar aspect. It raised $27,000 for the Missouri Special Olympics. So good on them for another.
I mean, if the water was only 44, it's still miserable.
Chilly. Yeah, it's chilly.
Chilly. It's freezing. You know what a lap pool is? A lap pool is anywhere between 83 and 86 degrees.
But it was like 75 outside. What I'm saying is it's usually cold outside as well.
You're right. I know. I'm just saying
it was the second warmest February ever.
Freezing.
The water was warmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Okay. Finally, we have this. Last week was Leap Day. We had Leap Day, which is a rarity. And get this, 23 babies were born in Springfield on Leap Day. Isn't that amazing? Between Cox and Mercy. I mean, there could have been more even home births, but just at Cox and Mercy, there were 23 Leap Day babies, and that number includes 2 sets of twins.
Oh, that's cool. That's very unique, isn't it?
Fun? Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how many, what the average number of births in Springfield is between the hospitals. Is that like an average? Do they count on, between
like
18
per day,
and 28 babies typically?
Per day?
Per day, yeah.
Well, I mean, I would guess that is probably an average. It's not really technically an average because there's a mathematical equation for that.
Yeah.
But one of them had 10 babies. The other one had 13 babies all on the same day. That's probably par for the course.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, we had our babies this weekend out of town. We had the girls. Let's see. Sarah left third. We were in Kansas and Kansas City and had to drive 2 cars. That's how insane our lives are. But Sarah left Thursday. That's why she wasn't on the podcast Friday morning. With the girls for a swim meet. The championships were held in Topeka, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So then I worked Friday. I went with Griffin Friday night. We met them at the hotel, got up Saturday. We went to the pool with the girls and watched them swim. Sarah went to speak. She at a women's conference in Kansas City. And then she came and met us. We hung out in the afternoon and in the evening, more swimming for the finals. We spent the night again at the hotel. And then I got up and I went Sunday to Kansas City for 3 soccer games that the boy played. And Sarah was with the girls for yet more swimming. Mm-hmm. We ended up, the girls got to the finals in swimming. So she ended up coming home late, got home like 10 o'clock last night.
Yeah.
I got home about 9:45 because I had to go pick up the dog. And that was our weekend. So
it was great. Honestly, it was great.
Use a day off.
Super thankful that it was all in the same direction because the women's conference was scheduled first, and then soccer, and then swim meets. And with swim meets, you want them to make finals. You do,
of course.
But then when they make finals, you're there all night long, which is awesome.
Finals,
because that's why we're there. That's why we're there.
Well, because the finals are in the afternoon after the initial races during the day. If you do well in the early races, then you go to the finals in the afternoon. So that's what she's talking about.
And they did. Both of them
so they
did.
made
So
finals, which is cool.
Yeah.
But I feel like I need today off.
Just a vacation day from your weekend.
Yeah. I did get some sun. I tell you what, it was windy and very warm in Kansas City. It was so windy sitting out of the soccer fields that Griffin and another kid actually, their mouth got so dry and that if it was like their throat closed up and they couldn't get a breath. Griffin freaked out thinking that he was going to die because he couldn't, and because he felt like he couldn't breathe running out on the soccer field. And then it got in his head that I can't breathe, and it made it worse. He started, what's that?
Hyperventilating?
Hyperventilating. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we calmed him down. He gave him some water and he was fine. But he was freaked out for a little bit, and it freaked me out a little bit too, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no doubt.
But because I tried what he was breathing through his mouth because his nose was a little stopped up. And I did that for a while after that with the wind coming at me, and my mouth was dried out and my throat in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even breathing hard. So anyway, that was our weekend.
I wasn't there. I might have freaked
what else?
out too.
Oh, you would have been fine. You would have said, "Get back out there. What's the matter with you?"
It's true. Actually, I probably would have.
But I got some sun. You can tell. Which is nice. My first sun of the year.
Yes, that's nice. That is nice. It's good. Good, babes. Good. Yeah, it was a good weekend. It was good. Welcome to Monday, though. Back to work we go.
Back to work.
And I got to get to it.
Speak of the devil. Here we go. All right. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Yes, and thanks again to Blue Current
for joining us
in
sponsorship. We appreciate that. It's a great business, so do some business with them.
Yes. Amen. All right. Have a great day. See you next time.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. It is March 4th, and we are waking up with really warm conditions in the Ozarks again. I have temperatures near 60 degrees as wake up time. So it's going to be another warm one in the Ozarks. Really nice, pleasant weather to enjoy early on today. Kind of breezy, but that's the trade-off for the warm weather. And then our focus will shift this week, and I have a lot of unsettled weather conditions in the forecast. I'll dive right in this morning. I mentioned temperatures are near 60. If you're heading out the door right now, it's not a day that you need a big, thick coat, but I expect that you'll probably want a light jacket today. The wind is going to be breezy this morning. We've got high temperatures, slightly cooler than yesterday. 80s across the Ozarks yesterday. Unbelievable warmth on Sunday. Today, just a couple degrees cooler, but I think still upper 70s are a good bet in the forecast today before things turn a bit more unsettled. Cold front on the way, and it's going to pass through the Ozarks this evening and tonight, leading to some shower and thunderstorm chances. Before that gets here, though, enjoy the warm day. I've got 77 for the high temperature in Springfield today. Once again, we'll have a south breeze, and then as soon as that cold front gets here tonight, that will, of course, bring a wind shift with it and allow temperatures to cool down a bit for the remainder of the week. Shower and thunderstorm chances are in the forecast this evening through Tuesday morning, and there's a chance that a few of those are a bit on the strong side. We've had such warm conditions, as you know. A lot of times that adds some juice to the atmosphere. It allows things to be a bit more unstable when you have such warm weather, and we will tap into a little bit of that energy tonight. I don't think it's going to be too widespread with the severe chances. However, I have to mention the chance for a couple of these storms having the potential for some really gusty winds, as well as the potential for some large hail in some of these stronger storms that develop. I really think most of this threat, though, is going to be east of Highway 65, and it's not developing until this evening and until the overnight hours tonight, leading into early Tuesday morning. I expect that we will start to see some showers and thunderstorms develop in central Missouri by drive time tonight. And then we'll see the scattered and isolated activity continue through the late evening hours. If you're listening from our western counties west of Highway 65, you may not get much of anything for the first half of the week. And you folks have to wait till the second half of the week to see some of those showers and thunderstorms develop. I do think rain is a good bet, though, for much of the state today. That's going to extend all the way back into Texas, all the way up through the Ohio River Valley, the Great Lakes region, expecting some unsettled weather as this pretty powerful cold front is going to affect a large portion of the country. While it will bring a cool down, we're still not talking cold for the rest of the week, a bit cooler for mid to late week, but still above average. We've just been so far above average, we almost forget what it sometimes typically feels like in early March. It's not the 80s typically. We've been way record setting above average. We'll knock those numbers down. I have 60s for highs for most of the week, so a bit cooler than what we're used to, but still pretty nice for this time of the year. And then more rain chances are back in my forecast as we head into Thursday and Friday. I do have that rain chance that lingers through early Tuesday for many folks, but really I think most of the day tomorrow and Wednesday are going to end up being dry. By the way, it is Severe Weather Awareness Week. The National Weather Service highlights a different topic each day to bring awareness to the storm season coming up. Typically, we see that happen in the springtime months here in the Ozarks. Today's topic from the National Weather Service is about receiving information. And oddly enough, we have a chance for a few stronger storms in the forecast tonight. So today, kind of the homework assignment for everybody is to think about how you receive weather information. Do you have your weather radio? Does it have fresh batteries in it? Is it programmed to the correct counties? If you don't have a weather radio, how are you getting those alerts? Do you use a smartphone, an app system? What do you rely on? We always say a weather radio is really best because it works no matter what, even if the power goes out. So today, everybody think about how you get your information in severe weather. How are you alerted to severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings, things like that as we approach the spring season? It's a good reminder for everyone to think about how you access those warnings. And if you don't have a plan, you have plenty of time to get one in place. Today, I mentioned 77 for the high temperature forecast. I expect it'll be a pretty nice day. And then tonight, we have about a 60% chance for some showers and thunderstorms. Again, best chance is going to be east of Highway 65. Those showers could linger in some of our southern counties through early Tuesday morning. Tuesday ends up being a pretty nice day with a high temperature of about 69 degrees. And then we're back into the 60s most days. Wednesday, Thursday looks a little bit cooler, as well as Friday. And I think Thursday and Friday also happen to be the better rain chances in our forecast. Around the country, what's making headlines? Blizzard conditions over the Sierra Nevada mountains over the weekend. Still some troublesome travel out there. Critical fire weather also in the headlines over the weekend for the high plains, and it's those low relative humidity conditions combined with high winds, dry weather. It's still making for critical fire weather conditions out west. We've got spring-like temperatures ahead in the forecast, and that could lead to some strong thunderstorms for much of the country. I already mentioned our chance here in the Ozarks, east of Highway 65, to get a few strong storms, and I think there is still the potential for a couple of strong thunderstorms in the forecast on Tuesday morning in our southern counties as well. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister question. This is what I left you with last week, and I wanted to give a big shout out to Glenda, Molly, Kaylee, Ruth, and Brian. Those are our 5 winners of the $20 gift cards to Scooter's Coffee from last week. And the next chance to win is coming up in just a second. Here's the question that I left you with on Friday. What is the fastest mammal in the world? The options were the cheetah, the Mexican free-tailed bat, the pronghorn, or the springbok. If you have not heard of some of those, you are not alone. But don't think just because you haven't heard of it, maybe it's some new information. It was the cheetah, fastest land mammal in the world, capable of going from 0 to 60 miles an hour in less than 3 seconds. I cannot even wrap my mind around that. That is incredible. The cheetah is considered the fastest land animal. It is only able to maintain such speeds for short distances, by the way. It can't keep that up over long distances. But 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds, that is pretty impressive. And a cheetah will hold the title. All right, here's your next chance to win. The question that I'll leave you with for tomorrow. Which major U.S. commercial airport has the shortest runway? Do you think it is A, John Wayne Airport, B, Hilton Head Island Airport, C, Key West International, or D, Washington Reagan National Airport? You can enter your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. I'll have the answer for you early tomorrow morning, and we will choose a winner for the $20 gift card to Scooter's Coffee. Thanks so much, Scooters and Rescue Towing, our sponsors here on Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. I hope everyone has a great start to the week, a fantastic Monday. Enjoy the warm weather. Kind of breezy out there early on, and then storms by the time we get to this evening. Storms aren't too widespread. A lot stay dry in the Ozarks, and the best chance of seeing them will be east of Highway 65. I will catch you again early tomorrow morning.